Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. This is Ryan from Footy IQ. I hope you're dealing with the next heat wave that we've got. It seems to have started the last day or so and will continue into next week. Just trying to stay cool here like everybody else, I'm sure. In today's video, it's one of my more long form videos, so I want to discuss or ask where you think your team will finish next season. Obviously we've got those 3 new teams that have come up. So we'll get into that at the end, but if we look at last season's league table, obviously Arsenal finished top, so we'll start with them. Where do I think they'll finish? For them, I think they'll be in the top 3. I'm not so sure they're going to win the league again next season. They may do if they play the same way that they did last year, which a lot of their fans probably didn't agree with, but it got them over the line, as opposed to the stylish and the exciting to watch style that they had before, but that obviously didn't get them anywhere. But yeah, I think they'll definitely be in the top 3, Arsenal, for that one. Next we have Man City, who finished 2nd last season. Obviously they've got a new manager in Enzo Maresca. Those guys, I don't know, it's a funny one with them. I think they're either going to finish in the top 2 or they're going to fall just outside the top 3. It's a tough one. I think they might struggle to maintain that top 3 position or top 2, but I just think they've lost it. Bernardo Silva, John Stones. No, obviously they'll be getting new players in, and they've still got a great bunch of players there, but new manager and all that, it might not click straight away. It may take them a season to bed in under the new manager, so I wouldn't be surprised if they slipped outside the top 3, maybe 4th, but yeah, we'll see. 3rd last season was Man United. Oh god, I mean, they haven't exactly had an overwhelming summer. They've got in Andre Santos and Yuri Tielemans, of course. They've lost Casemiro, which will be a big miss. Manuel Ugarte injured. It looks like the best part of the whole season. United need at least another couple of signings, maybe another attacker to support Sesko if he's injured, maybe another winger. But midfield was always their key area that they needed to upgrade. Defensively, they've got a couple of youngsters that are going to be like Euro Heaven, that will be better off for the experience they had last year, although their defence is starting to age a bit, like Maguire and Shaw. They've still got Martinez and De Ligt, of course. So yeah, I think United may finish 3rd again, or maybe get 2nd, but I don't see them winning the league next season. They might edge a bit closer, but yeah, we'll see. But I just think they definitely won't win the title, but I see them edging a bit closer in terms of points. But obviously they've got Champions League football as well, which is another distraction, so they would definitely need to improve their squad, get more bodies in, so we'll see what happens there. Aston Villa were 4th last year. How do I think they'll do? God, they've got 1 or 2 in, haven't they? But they've lost Tielemans to Man U. Crikey, I think they'll be top 5. I don't see them improving on 4th, if I'm honest. No, I think they'll be 4th or 5th again. Yeah, I don't see much improvement from them. I think if anything they may drop off slightly, but who knows. Liverpool were 5th, new manager in Iriola. I do see an improvement from them because they were 25 points off the title winners last year, so I do see an increase with them. I wouldn't be surprised if they got 3rd or 2nd or 3rd, but it does depend how they click under the new manager. But I do definitely see some form of improvement, whether it's in points or league position, whatever. I don't see them finishing as on 60 points again like they did last year. Bournemouth were 6th. I see them dropping off a bit, if I'm honest. Same as Sunderland, they finished 7th. I don't see them achieving such a high finish as they did last year. I think they overachieved, considering they were newly promoted from the year before. Bournemouth, I would say they'll probably do well to finish in the top 10. Sunderland probably looking more mid-table, probably below, between 10th and 15th. Yeah, we'll see what happens on that one. In 8th last year was Brighton. They've got one or two bodies in, but they've lost a couple of their midfield defenders, so they may have a slight drop off. Yeah, I still see them finishing maybe top 10, maybe 9th or 10th, but I don't see them doing as well. Brentford, they finished 9th, probably the same for them. I don't see them improving on that. They did well, considering all those, their big names left the year before. I know they've got Thiago, but they haven't really got any major signings in to improve. Yeah, they would do well to finish top 10, I think, again. 10th last year were Chelsea. I see improvements from them. I would say 6th or 7th. Champions League football, possibly, but they're going to have to go some to improve on that. Obviously they've got Xabi Alonso, new manager in, probably some new exciting ideas, but obviously they've got a few bodies in, like Lacroix from Palace, Morgan Rogers, but it may take time for those guys to bed in. There's a lot of too many squad players in that club. So I think they'll definitely get top 7, but Champions League football they may just miss out, I think. But who knows? 11th last year were Fulham. I don't really see them improving on that. They lost obviously their manager, Marco. God, I've forgotten his name now. Yeah, the Portuguese manager. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, he done well with them, but I don't see them improving on 11th place. No, I think they might drop off a little bit. 12th Newcastle last season. They've lost a lot of their major players, haven't they? And if they lose Guimaraes to Arsenal, I think things could drop off even worse. I think they'd be lucky to get top 15 the way they're going. Yeah, I think they may finish where they are now, but maybe a couple of places lower, maybe 14th, 15th. I don't see them improving on that unless they get a couple of real good signings in. Everton, 13th last year. Ooh, I don't know, maybe the same for them. Maybe a slight improvement if they get some bodies in, but I've not heard that they've made any signings under David Moyes. So yeah, probably same 13th, 14th, 15th for them. 14th last year were Leeds. Yeah, they had a good finish to the season. They may improve. I don't know. You could see a slight upgrade from them, maybe in 12th, 11th, but once you get to these lower teams, you don't really see much improvement unless they've got 3 or 4 decent players in. So I don't really see much of an improvement on 14th. Maybe a couple of places higher, but that's as far as I think they'll go. 15th Palace. Obviously had a great end to the season, winning the Europa League conference. So they qualified for the Europa League conference phase, Europa League phase, that is. So they're going to have that distraction. They finished 15th last year. Do I see an improvement from them? Without Glasner, obviously lost some of their good players, haven't they? They may go a bit higher, possibly 10th, 11th at most, but I don't see them improving massively on that. It's a shame because they started last season really well. They were like 6th or 7th, maybe higher. I think they was even top of the league at one point, and then they dropped off massively, didn't they? So yeah, they do well to finish mid-table, I think. Then we come to 16th last year were Forest. Don't see them improving on that. I think their new manager is the guy that was at Wolves, isn't it? Pereira, Vito Pereira. Yeah, I don't see them improving much on that. Maybe 13th, 14th at best, but yeah, possibly the same. 16th, who knows. 17th Tottenham last year. They can't do any worse than that, surely. I mean, with the players they've signed this summer, I think they've probably done the best business out of any club. They've got Tonali in, haven't they? is it Zanesi from Bournemouth. Who else did they get in? Matthias Fernandes from West Ham. They got about 4 or 5 good players in. Was it Van Hecke of Brighton as well? Yeah, they've upgraded their defence and their midfield massively. So I wouldn't be surprised if they push for like 7th or 8th. Spurs, maybe a little bit higher, but yeah, I think they'll do well next season. I don't see them doing anything like they did last year. Yeah, definitely 7th or 8th at least, pushing for the European spots for sure. And then that leaves us with obviously the relegated teams, which were West Ham, Burnley and Wolves, and they've been replaced by, who was it? God, let me go over that, because I can't remember who got promoted. Do bear with me. Oh, we were Ipswich, Hull, and who was the other one? God, this is taking time. Oh, Coventry, of course. They were the champions. For those 3, Ipswich, Hull, Coventry. I think Coventry might do reasonably well, but do I see any of them surviving? I think Ipswich, they replaced Kieran McKenna, he left, didn't he? So I see them and probably Hull dropping straight back down. The only ones I can think maybe just surviving would be Coventry, if they recruit well. I don't know what business they've done, but yeah, I think the other 2 will go straight back down. I'll be very surprised if they stay up, but Coventry probably the best equipped. In terms, they've got Lampard as manager, he knows the league well, and if they get a few good bodies in through the door, then I can see them maybe getting 16th, 17th, but only just. Yeah, but that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts on where you think your team will finish next season, and whether you agree with any of my choices there. But yeah, I look forward to it. And by the way, don't forget, if any of you are into Fantasy Premier League, I think the website has been updated and you can now pick your teams for next season. I have been looking at starting my own league actually, so if any of you are interested, by all means drop me a message if you want to be part of my league, and I can send you a link to join the league. Yeah, and that would be really fun to get involved with, because I've got big ideas for that going forward in terms of prize money and that kind of thing, but for the first season it would be free, and just to see where people finish. But yeah, I shall leave it there. Don't forget, the first Premier League game of next season I think is around the 22nd of February, so you'd have to get your teams in the Fantasy Premier League updated and ready to go by the 21st. But in terms of my next video, I shall be back not tomorrow, but I have a family engagement going on. But yeah, Tuesday, I'll be back Tuesday with my next video, okay? But take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I shall speak to you soon. All the best. Bye bye.